Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of un-RIVETED, a Dakota Kustomz original podcast. I'm your host, Travis Feist, and with me, as always, Rob McLeod, my co-host.
Good morning, guys. Happy Friday.
Morning. It's actually cooled down just a little bit. It's actually nice to be outside today. It's not, almost 100 today. I think it hit 100 yesterday.
Oh, for sure.
Or was it the day before? That was pretty
Probably
close.
the last
I don't know.
3
2
days.
days ago, last 2 days.
Yeah,
we're
it was just
close.
hot regardless.
Yeah.
94, 103, same thing.
Working in that shop, it's kind of...
It's
hot.
You're telling
Dude,
me.
It's hot. Yeah. So it's kind of nice to enjoy a little cooler day. And it's going to be a good day to get ready. We got some upcoming events going on tomorrow.
Yeah, the third annual, is it the Camaro Club?
Yeah, it's the Celebrate My Ride.
Celebrate My Ride.
Yeah. So with that, we got vehicles. We're getting ready for that because we're going to be a vendor down there and sponsor. So we're getting ready for that. So it's been another busy week just trying to get ready for the upcoming car show.
I like how we have so many vehicles that we complete and can rotate through where we hardly ever bring the same vehicles to the same show, even within the calendar year that we're able to produce so many show quality vehicles that we can change it up. So it's just people don't walk by. It's like, oh, there's Dakota Kustomz. They're the same 5 vehicles that we've seen for the past 3 years. Like, no. It's like,
yeah.
Always something new.
And what sucks, I mean,
minus your Chevelle.
Yeah, I was going to say, we always bring a Chevelle. But, it's kind of like having a new vehicle every time because I don't drive it that much, actually, at all. So
it's the only time you drive it.
Buggies and Blues, and even last year at this car show was the only time that my car ever came out of the trailer to be driven. And literally, that's what I mean. Like, we trailer it to the event, and then we unload it, and then we put it back in the trailer, and it gets stored in there. So it's actually kind of nice to go to these events to actually pull it out just to even run it, I guess. I don't even know why I still have it, but
that one
it's
day,
a part of me.
You guys had the that run of cars come
yeah, that
through.
car show come in. Yeah,
And
or that car club.
I think you'd pulled it out of the trailer, and I seen you rip it down the strip, and I just got excited seeing you rip it down the strip, and I wasn't even in the vehicle.
Yeah, I think I took it down to the gas station to put gas in it. It seems like it never fails. I always put gas in it, and I don't drive it, but it's always empty.
Travis, I
don't quite understand.
I got a great idea. You like to do things with other people. Obviously, we ride our motorcycles together, so you fund me a pro touring hot rod car. It'll be mine,
of course,
and then we can go do things together. So that way you can drive your Chevelle. That sounds win-win, not?
Yeah, or you can just sit in the other seat of my Chevelle, and that'd be less expensive.
No,
you want your own?
It's a need.
Okay, well, I'll talk to your roommates about that. See if they'll have fun that.
Tried. Good luck.
Good luck. I don't know, though. I don't know. Your mom did make me pot supper for me last night. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, that was delicious.
It was very good. So you guys have to check this out, not to kind of get off the page here a little bit, but we went down to Misty Waters, and there's a food stand down there called the Hound Dogs.
Hound Dogs.
Yeah, and it's like a gourmet hot dog brat kind of a thing.
They got 6 different styles of brats and 6 different styles of hot dogs, and
with tater tots and French fries.
Yeah, and their sides are really good, and it was just it's especially during summer, it's hard to beat a good brat, even if it's just as simple as ketchup and mustard. But they're doing sauerkraut, they're doing German dogs, they're doing true Chicago style dogs, and just a bunch of variations, and it's good stuff. So
it was very good. I have to say it was definitely well worth it to drive down there and get that. So if you're ever in that area or watch them, I don't know if they have a schedule or anything, but they just started out.
Media.
Yeah, but definitely well worth to go check out. It was definitely worth the ride. Very good food. But speaking of food and car shows, we have tomorrow at the Legacy parking lot, I believe, is the 3rd annual Celebrate My Ride. And with me as our guest, we have Corey Glauser, which is the founder and president, Is that correct?
Not the founder, but
Just the
current
president of
our Camaro group. Yep, Camaro's in North
Okay.
Dakota.
And they're going to talk a little bit about what the purpose and about the event that's going to be going on tomorrow. So take it away. Tell us a little bit about it and like what started or how you guys got involved. And then if I know, like every year you guys actually do this to raise money for a benefit. It's it's usually not the same benefit, but you guys choose a different one every year, and then you put this on to help raise money, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. It's went to 3 different separate places each year. This year we'll be representing Legacy High School to thank them for hosting us at their lot. That dollars there, it's a third. We're dividing each of these into 3, so each will get a 33 and a third. They're going to their lunch program.
Okay.
So for students that can't afford lunches or supplies, they got a pot for that, and then we'll be donating back to that. Then the Domestic Violence and Rape Crisis Center, too, also in North Dakota. We thought that would be a great thing to fit this whole need and safety thing and awareness. So they would gladly, they're in need of funds, too. Basically for people that find themselves in a domestic situation with violence or anything like that. It's just a good source for people to turn to. A lot of these are in high need. And then there's the 31-8 project. They do a little bit of everything. They assist law enforcement and emergency service providers to help children in vulnerable situations, too. So, and there's actually a backpack drive with that. You can find on our Celebrate My Ride Facebook page. There's needs of what basically when these kids are pulled out of a home, they don't have time to grab necessities, toothbrushes and toothpaste, underwear, sanitary things. So you can find that listed on either their webpage, the 31-8 Project, or on the Celebrate My Ride Facebook page. I'll just read a few things. They're in need of like backpacks, toothbrush and toothpaste, underwear for boys, boxers, and girls, ages 13 to 17. They kind of a lot of teenage needs. Socks for boys and girls ages 13 to 17, blankets, combs and brushes, hair ties, reusable water bottles, deodorants, washcloth, snacks, shampoos and conditioners. It's things that we take for granted that are there, but when you're pulled out of a bad situation and you have nothing, these things are everything. So those are the 3 areas, and we divided it by 3. So each of those will get funds back from our show. We do have a pretty good amount of funds already from all the sponsors like Dakota Kustomz, and we thank you. Travis has been with us from day one. But yeah, we have rotated around to try and give a little bit back all over, but we keep it in North Dakota in places that are in need. So, but yeah, so we got the way we're raising funds is through the sponsorships like you guys, through this backpack drive, people bringing their own backpacks or bringing these needs for the backpacks. We are going to have a charity raffle there. So that 2 people are going to win 25% of the pot. The other 50% is going to be taken back and added to these funds. Custom Stripes in Bismarck made a custom hood. You've seen the hoods that people put in their shops and stuff with different things on them, and you can find a picture of that on our page too. We're going to do raffle tickets for that. There's going to be silent auction items there, so people can bid away there. And another thing is simply cash donations. We'll gladly accept donations there at the time. So we're raising money in any way we can. So there's no charge to go to the show. It's free to attend. Our hope is, though, that we're raising funds back to this thing. It's centered around cars, centered around all this stuff, but we want to give back, and then we also want to support you guys as sponsors being at our show. So, for instance, Travis is going to have a display there. We got roughly about 30 vendors that are going to be at our show displaying their products and services and so forth. So we want you guys to benefit from this whole thing, too, and give back to the people that supported us for this whole mission.
Sure. And that kicks off at...
Okay, so yeah, setup is 8 to 10 tomorrow morning. This is all Central Time for anybody that might be coming in on the western part of the state. But yeah, 8 to 10 tomorrow morning is set up. The show actually runs from 10 to 3.
Okay.
So we'd like all the vendors and all the entrants and everything to be done at 10. The plan is at 10 o'clock then to be up at the radio station booth and call our veterans forward. and recognize them. And then we're going to lead into that after that to the national anthem with Savannah Benz, a local singer here in Bismarck that I'm sure you've heard of. So
Was she there last year, I think, too, right?
both years.
Or both years. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, come listen to Savannah. She's got an amazing voice. She's actually going to do the national anthem. And then same as last year, we'll let her take the mic and sing some of her favorite tunes after that for as long as she wants. Thanks to Town Square, they're very flexible with everything there. They basically let us take over, and they want to do individual recordings that they can put on the radio, but other than that, time's kind of ours. So that's the plan for the morning.
Yeah. So we've been, like you said, we've actually jumped on board since day one when you guys had the first one at Century, which for even the first show, organizing it and putting it together, it was a great turnout.
It was impressive,
I was
yeah.
actually pretty impressed for the first one. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people that came. There's a lot of vendors, cars, and then the weather couldn't have asked for better on the first one.
That was on a Sunday, right?
No.
Yeah, it was on a Sunday,
Was
the
it?
first one.
Yeah.
I thought it was still on the Saturday. Well, the second one for sure was on a Saturday.
Yeah,
Correct.
Yeah.
We were kind of new to the game the first round, and we
right,
were
yeah.
trying to pick dates, and we thought, there's so many Saturday shows, we did Sundays, but we kind of felt like we did so good on the first one that we called that we had a little more shots, so we thought Saturday would be a better day. So
Yeah, I do remember. I think you and I had that conversation about having it on Saturday or Sunday. And then the second one was at Legacy, which was still another good turnout. So a lot of people. And then the weather, again, cooperated. And
Beautiful,
it wasn't too hot, wasn't too windy or nothing. So checking out the forecast, everything looks really good for tomorrow, other than there's a chance of evening, I think, thunderstorms. But other than that, it's not going to be too hot, too windy. So I think you guys kind of got a thing going here that you got good days picked for this. But
we'll keep our fingers crossed. On the first show, we thought, do we make a backup date? But how do you make a backup date?
Yeah.
How do you get all your vendors back there? How do you get it re-advertised? How do you just go with the flow? I mean, if it would be a bad day, it obviously just doesn't fly. But it looks perfect for tomorrow. Like I said, when it's really hot, it's not fun either.
No.
So I think we got awesome weather coming tomorrow. We really hope that entices people to fill the lot with us. So
yeah, and I think that'll bring a lot of people out and bring a lot of cars out too, just having like that perfect weather kind of conditions.
Do you guys have an entry count?
The last 2 years, as far as entries, this is not including vendor vehicles like your guys' or anything, it's been typically in that 150 range. Yeah. And that's really pretty good. I mean, it's not it's not a buggies and blues count number by any means, but that's going probably into a 30-year show, and we're not competing with that. But if you take all the local car club shows and stuff like that, we're right in there, and we were impressed the first time. I mean, it's so weird to think about how scared I was the first show. It's like I don't want to go up there and nobody show up other than our club.
Right.
It wouldn't look good to you guys. It doesn't look good to everything. So we did our best to get the name out there, to get the advertisement out there. And one of the other things with the car club, like Camaros in North Dakota, not all people are obviously Camaro fans or GM fans. We want everybody to come. It's put on by a car club, which is our club, but it's open to everybody.
Right.
So, and we keep advertising a specialty make and model, and I think that confuses people a little bit. I've had a guy yesterday that wrote to our page and said, I got a 1966 Mustang. I don't know if it's considered special enough to be there. And I guess the reason we say that just simply is we don't want your everyday car that you're seeing driving on the strip out here just pulling up and deciding, well, this is my ride, so I'm going to display it a 1996 Corolla with the paint coming off of it. That's not the purpose of being there. Right. But anything special. I mean, if it's a late model truck like you got, Travis, I mean, you got a big Dakota Kustomz truck there all jacked up and pretty cool with accessories, that's a specialty truck to me. If it's a 1957 Chevy, that's special to me.
Yeah.
If it's AMG, I mean, anything that's a little more oddball than what you'd see every day. I mean, something that somebody's got a little bit of pride into and a little bit of, I just don't drive this 50 miles up to the mine type of thing.
Right.
We want it there.
Yeah.
So we're open to domestic. It can be EV vehicles. Camaros, we're hoping to fill a lot part of the lot with that, obviously, simply because it's put on by our club. So, but yeah, you're all welcome. We want you there. So the specialty thing, that's all we were trying to, and I think it confuses people a little bit.
Well, it's got to be, I mean, to be expected, though. I mean, like you said, you don't want your everyday driver, no 2010 Ford. What is it that you have, Ferdy?
All right, now.
We got to introduce Lori, too.
All right. I kept trying to get my Ford Edge into this show, but these Camaro people, they just aren't up for it at all.
Yeah, I suppose not.
It's a sweet ride.
We want it there. We're just going to pack it with silent auction items to bring up to the show. So
Yeah, it'll be there for work, but not for show. So you have anything to add to that, Ferdy?
Well, I guess I'll say this. When my husband bought this green Camaro that we own, and we joined this Camaro club, we went to this picnic one day, and Corey here was like, we should do something. And I'm like, I have some ideas. And I'm telling you, these people have taken this mindset of this car show, and they literally, the hours that go into this. I wasn't on the planning committee this year, but the last 2 years I was. But not just the physical hours, but the mental hours and all of these things that it takes. I'm telling you, what they're doing for this community is huge. Giving money back. I was the lucky recipient 2 years in a row for part of this funding. The first year, I got over $2,000 for my leadership class. I taught a class which I had no budget.
Wow.
So this money was used to bring some speakers up from Arizona and one from LA, and they came and they put on this whole program in our auditorium. We had over 300 kids there. I could not have done that. I mean, I could have written a check, but I did that enough, and my husband got tired of it. But I could not have done what I did without this club. And it reached 300 kids' lives. Now, who knows what change that made on one or two kids? You just don't know.
Right.
And then last year, I received funding again, and half of the money I received went to Second Chances Thrift Store, which the proceeds for that thrift store goes to Teen Challenge in Mandan, which is a drug and alcohol rehabilitation center. They have an 85% success rate, which is unheard of. So they took that money and they just bought a bunch of new shelving. Corey, I was going to tell you about that, new shelving for the products. And then I also kept some of the money. I'm working with Katie Horn at the Bismarck Police Department, and we are putting together a thing called Cops and Crafts. So like an after-school program, possibly we'll go into the schools and just do some art classes with the police, and just trying to develop that sort of one-on-one relationship, positive relationship, not always seeing the police when they come into your home, but they're nice people and they're good people and they're here for you. And so actually yesterday I talked to Bill Schmidt at Town Square Media, and he gave me the name of another gal who's would like to be in on it as well. So I just think of that little ripple that you've created and how it could just keep going. And I think that's what's really cool for me about being in this club.
Absolutely. And with that, having the car club is not only to help raise money for beneficial causes, but also it gets people together. It gets, like my thing every year, it's like I talk about like Buggies and Blues, it's like the 1 year event that it's like you see familiar faces that you only get to see once a year. Well, now I've noticed now coming into your event that you're putting on, it's kind of neat now to see some of those same people come back, or the familiar faces from the year before. And like you said, for 150 cars, if you were 6, 7, 8 years into it and you were saying, man, we're 150 cars, it'd be like, we should probably promote more than that by now after doing it for so long. But to be going into your third year and you've got that many, that's pretty impressive, and you got to be pretty proud of that it's a well-known. And I've been watching too on Facebook even, like you guys are doing a bunch of advertising, and it's repetitive out there and out there and out there. And I think that helps out too, to get people recognized and to familiar with it, to come down and see and be a part of it. But it is a great show.
Well, I feel like with the great early success you guys had with the car show, that there really is no second staple summer car show in the Bisman area other than Buggies and Blues. Well, the second one. So I think you guys have it spaced out enough to where you guys are rolling with it so well that this could be easily a 10th annual or a 20th annual, and it's just okay, Buggies and Blues kicks it off, and then it's
well, I'd say the El Zago one certainly, that was a good
for sure
show to start out the year.
And so we will have these 3 staple shows that me and you obviously just know it's set in stone. We're hitting these shows. We don't even have to decipher whether we're going to it. We're going to as long as it's put on. So it's it can be that that third show going into fall to where it's like everybody's gonna know about it, Yeah,
So you got your beginning of the year, the middle, and then the end of the season to be like the three big shows.
the three big shows, the big three.
And we didn't plan that on purpose at the end of the summer. It was kind of funny. Another buddy of mine in the group, the first year we're going through, and we're in February going, okay, this weekend's this going on, and this weekend's that going on, and so forth. You don't want to be doing it on the same weekend as Buggies and Blues, even if it's Saturday versus Sunday or some of these things. So, yeah, it's one of those things where one of those things where you don't want to compete with anybody else, and we're not out to do that. But,
Right.
It's funny how when you start thinking, well, the summer's long, all of a sudden it's like the weekends are just gone. And where are they at here, But, no, we appreciate your kind words. I think we've done well, but if you can imagine how big Legacy's lot is on the east side of that school, go up there and drive through it when it's empty. It's a pretty big lot.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow...
Yeah, that show makes it look small for sure.
Yeah, we got a lot of vendors, and then with the car spaces, we're kind of hoping that we have a good problem here, and that would be not enough spaces left for entrant cars, which we'll find on the perimeter or something at that point. But with all you guys being there, it takes up a lot of space, but we want you there. And we really appreciate guys like you that have been there from day one, and just it's amazing.
Well, I appreciate it. And, going into stuff like this, too, it's kind of hard to be a sponsor and getting involved just because of the fact, like, well, you don't know how it's going to turn out, or you don't know the outcome of it, or if it's going to be a big show. Because we look at it too, it's for us to get ready for this, it's a lot of work on us also to be a vendor in this, because we just don't show up and pitch a little tent and pull up a chair and be like, okay, I'm here. I mean, we round up cars, we get them ready, we wash them, we clean them, we detail them. So we get our merchandise ready. I mean, it's a week deal for us as a vendor to be a part of this. So we want to make sure that, is it going to pay off? Is there going to be enough people to make it worth our time? And it's been hands down every year. It's like, we're in.
Yeah, count on it. And it's like, so the first time we go to a car show, whether it be the 5th annual or 20th annual, it's a gamble for us. We don't know. We're not sure how we're going to be perceived, or what kind of feedback we're going to get, or what kind of traffic we're going to get through. It's definitely a gamble when it's a first annual. Mm-hmm. So it's like, glad it's been hitting. So
I guess they got to start at the first annual always, somewhere. But you're 100% right. I mean, and I apologize, Travis, last year, because we were kind of forced. I don't want to say it in a bad way, but we had to move the show from Century to Legacy. Probably a month before the show, we found that the Century lot was being redone. Mm-hmm. So then everything was laid out Century style, and we had a whole new plan to come up with for the Legacy lot. So we did what we thought we could, the best we could, but we did learn from it. And I got a comment from another vendor asking about where he was placed, and I sent them the map. And my comment was about Travis. I said, I felt so bad last year that he was kind of down at the end, but he's got a big trailer and stuff. And we vowed to put our vendors more in the middle this year and force traffic through that. Meaning we just want entrants to spend a little time, visit with Travis, visit with the other vendors there, see what they do, check out their products and their services. So as you'll see tomorrow, I have to look at the map to see exactly where you guys are located. But we have entrants of vehicles on north sides and south sides, and we got you guys kind of in the middle. So they cross the food, they cross the vendors, because we want you guys to be recognized as much. I really realize that it's a lot of work for you guys too, and that was one of the first worries one of the worries at the first show was, are these guys going to want to come back? Even food vendors were asking us, well, how many people do you expect? How many people do I expect on the first time? I would love to tell you big number, but I just don't know. Yeah, and we like the ice cream truck, I think he completely ran out last year. There's been times where the guys run out of food. It's great. And so today, tomorrow, we're going to have everything there from waters and sodas to burgers and brats to a barbecue stand to an ice cream stand. So please support these guys. Consider supporting them too. They're putting their neck out there. With the expense of hauling it, preparing food, and all this kind of stuff. Oh, kettle corn's going to be there too, so grab a bag of popcorn. But we'd like you to support all those people that support us in this whole mission. And
and that's the thing. It's as a vendor too, going to these shows like we've been to quite a few shows, and it's like seems like we always get put on the outskirts of everything, and there's so much to be missed. And it's not just us. I'm speaking for every vendor, every food, every person that paid their dues to be a vendor and be part of it. You know, they want to be, you know, their livelihood, you know, consists on it. You know, the way they make their money, it consists on it. It's like they're gambling to be there to create business and everything else. So they want to be a part of it. They don't want to be stuck off on the side and be forgotten about. So putting them out there to be more visible, I guarantee you every vendor is going to appreciate that hand over fist, just because of the fact that, you know, they're putting their time in too, and they want to be recognized and want people to see what they're all about and what they have to bring to the table, regardless what it is. So it'd be interesting to see the new layout, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, you know, that map layout, Paul Benning, one of our members, is kind of in charge of actually laying out the lot, but with our advice too. And I don't know how many times we've changed it on him. 40, 50 times. I keep saying, hang in there with us, Paul, and he gladly does it.
Yeah.
So it does take some work, and maybe there's going to be some tweaking next year again. But we're trying our best. I mean, we learn from where you go. You're not perfect the first time. And, again, we were a little rushed last year, so we didn't mean to leave any of you guys out. We want you to be recognized and have everybody check you guys out, too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moving parts to what you guys put on, so it's...
We have an awesome, and you know, I know you guys have kind of pointed at me a couple of times. I don't want to take the credit for all this by any means. I'm just one of the committee members. We've got about, I guess I can't tell you exactly how many, about 13 of us, I suppose. We have about every other week for the pretty consistent since probably mid-February we meet. Typically online, you know, but we're spending 2.5, 3 hours and going over things and changing things, and new things come up. And it's a lot of time. And it's, you know, the Camaro Club benefits zero from this other than advertisement maybe for our club, but we don't keep any of the funds for our purpose.
Right.
And we're just giving it all back. We thought it'd be cool for us to step forward. There's some car clubs that just don't do anything, and that's fine too, but we wanted to put it out there and show that we are a friendly North Dakota group. And we want to give back to people in need.
And just to think, like, how much time you guys donate to put this on. It's not like, hey, we want to be a part of this and let us know what, you know, when to be there and when to show up, and that's it. No, I mean, you guys are you know, orchestrating this whole thing. And that's why, too, I remember last year we kind of had a hiccup on the whole parking part of the vendor. And it's like, you know what, I didn't kick and scream and throw fits. Like, dude, I get it. Like, I know, like, this is a huge thing. Everybody's learning from it. And you know what? We made work, and, you know, it's what we do the best. It's like we flapped those wings and we made the best out of it. And it was still a great show. So, you know, and again, right away, it's like when you came to us for this year, it's, you know, I'm like, yep, I'm in. I don't even care about that because I know you guys will figure it out. I know you've always treated us good. And I've said that before with other shows. It can never be perfect. You learn from it, but it's how you react that makes the difference on that communication on going forward. So I'm excited for wherever you put me. I know it'll be a good thing. And like I said, at worst case scenario, we'll pitch the tent and blare some music, and we'll put up some cars, and we'll make the best out of it no matter what. To me, it's a hangout for me too.
It's
so
fun.
It's not there for all business, and it's like, hey, I didn't get, you know, 50 people talk to me and screw this. And no, it's just like we're all there to have fun. And it's like with every place that we go, even with Adelaide's Believers, it was the same thing too. Man, we hung out, we had a great time, we made the best out of it, and it's the same thing too. If we can, you know, have some people come up and look at what we do and show off some of our talent and just sit back and talk to some people. And there's even customers that come up and new customers that will just sit and just visit and, you know, and show us their livelihood of cars and whatnot.
I think
it's all good.
That's like one of the biggest perks of being in this industry is when we do the shows of meeting new people. You never know who you're going to meet, what kind of genuine human being could potentially just come into your life, and then you get to check out cool rides on top of that. I mean, I think we gotta hire her just to answer. Right. We're so busy just to answer my phone.
Yeah.
You can just answer my phone.
I am hireable, but I'm going to Arizona over the winter, so it'd be a short
That's
thing.
okay. The phones are still transferred to Arizona.
I am up for hire.
Yeah,
however.
we'll give you a second phone.
I was just saying,
you have to pay me in coffee.
Coffee?
Yeah.
I got
and maybe a sweet ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Once we
Handle that.
build Rob's ride that he's demanding that he needs.
Well, I see that you overhaul vehicles and paint things. I have this vehicle, as I mentioned,
The Ford.
the 2010 Ford Edge. Yes,
Yeah.
and it's pure white, so
Oh, that goes.
it's a
white.
canvas.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
We'll work.
Well, yeah,
We'll
we'll
work.
work on that. We'll
Yeah,
see what
right.
can
I
come up.
see that.
But no, it's like seriously, like even if we get like this show is always boosted business for us. So even if it's either which way, you
Yeah,
know, I'm excited to go.
And I have to say too, even just by doing this for so many years, it's every show will leave with a story. And I recall this from the El Zagel, their first show last year. I forgot what that gentleman's name was that came up, and he was a pretty elderly guy, and he had that 57 Bel Air.
Oh yeah,
And he sat down, and he's like, "You got a minute?" And he pulls up the chair next to Rob, and Rob's looking at him like, what are you doing? Like, why? What? He just rolls up, asks if he has a minute, pulls a chair up to sit down. He pulls his phone out and he starts telling him this story about this 57 Bell. I think it was 56 or 57.
Yeah, and he was chasing this girl from like Utah to Montana, from North Dakota, and he said he would just rack miles and he would put motors
was it
just
like
'cause-
Glendive or something.
Yeah, and he
wasn't
was
it?
just he's like, man, I'd run that car 110, 120 miles an hour. Like I had to take like special routes just so the highway patrol wouldn't just because he was chasing now his wife of like 45 years, 50 years.
Yeah.
And so he was hot rodding around.
And her
like,
dad didn't approve, so he was
Yeah.
sneaking, like
Yeah.
they were sneaking out so he could date her. And like he was there for like 45 minutes to an hour showing us, telling us this long story. Well, then he sold the car to his buddy or to a friend. He ended up finding the car, bought it
looked at
back.
that car, right? Yeah.
For us to, because it got damaged when he sold it to this other guy. No motor, nothing, but he bought the car back.
he found the car.
And it was wrecked. A tree fell on it or something, and he wanted us to fix it. And I went up to his house and looked at it, and I know he's doing some work to it that we're going to end up working on this car. But to sit and listen to this guy for 45 minutes to an hour, and he told us this long story, it was interesting. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to hear that whole, like, in the fact that he was just earning for somebody to listen so he could tell, you know, it's like at a car show. And it was cool. And then last year, you know, I'm trying to think what the other gentleman's name is with the Corvettes. You know, he was there and he brought his family and they hung out at our booth for a while.
Yeah.
And we met his whole family and all that stuff. And it's like, that's the stuff I get a kick out of. It's not, I'm not there to, you know, it's like, well, how many potential customers did we get?
Artie Garcia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But the fact that you meet new people, you create new friends, and it's like that's what it's all about. It's just that whole car club, you know, mentality. So again, if it wasn't for you guys to put something like that together, you know, so I enjoy it just as much as you do, actually.
Yeah, it's supposed to be about fun. I mean,
Right.
we're hoping, like I said, generate a little business and interest in your services too. But yeah, we want you to come and have fun.
Oh, absolutely.
It's Saturday. you
Yeah,
know?
it's yeah. And plus, it's going to be a nice out, so
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
Just being honest here, because this is a podcast. Like when I first started working for Travis, being his at that time sales guy, it's like, yeah, I'm working weekends. I'm working these weekends, and it's work. And then now it's like, it's not like that anymore.
Mm-mm.
It's like it completely different mindset towards car shows. So it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
For lack of better words. So
And it's a lot of work for us too. I mean,
Yeah.
tomorrow morning will be early morning, but you know, you kind of go sometimes, why are you doing this? But then, you know, all of a sudden, a few days before the show, stuff just goes, I know why we're doing this.
Yep.
You know, like we had Scotty's Camaro night the other night, and even a lot of our members were pretty excited to be there and say they wouldn't miss it for the world. And some of that just all of a sudden it's going, okay, this is what we do it for.
Sure. Were you guys up at the fair? Didn't you guys usually go
I
through the
didn't,
parade?
the Minot State Fair.
Yeah.
I didn't make it, but there was about 13, 14 Camaros
Right.
up there this year. I didn't get a chance to go this year, but yes.
Yeah,
And
I
then,
think last year when I was watching the parade, I'm like, I was sort of recognizing some of the faces, and I'm like, oh, it's the Camaro Club coming through. But there was quite a few up there last year too.
There was.
Yeah.
There was. Yep. And we did the Dickinson Rough Rider Parade. I was there for that one this year. It's not televised in Bismarck, unfortunately. But, you know, it is a North Dakota group, so we try and spread throughout the territory if we can. Hopefully, you don't have a lot in the eastern part of the state, kind of past Jamestown, I would say. We got a few people, a new member that just signed up from Fargo the other day, but I did ask him one favor. I said, join the group, but promote our club out that way. So,
Sure.
But Bismarck is centrally located for a show like this, and a lot of our officers and planning committee are around the Bismarck area. So it's just easy. It's hard for us to plan in a different town, but and again, centrally located for most people. So yeah, I mean, we like I said, and we have an awesome committee. I mean, we've been told that many times. It's amazing how well run your show is, and I take that as a compliment. A real feeling really good about that, because you go to all these car shows. I've been to a million car shows. Always been a car guy, and you kind of see what other people do and some things maybe you like from it and stuff, but they're old hats at it. We were new at it, and it's kind of like, are we doing this right?
Right.
There's some things we learned, and we're still probably going to change a little bit every year, but hopefully for the better.
Yeah.
You know? So, but I think we got a good thing going.
Well, there's no handbook that says how to put on a car show, so
Right.
you just got to kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
And like I said, I feel like as a vendor and been doing and being in this industry for as many years as I have, I'd have to say, if I thought it wasn't worth my time, I wouldn't have got involved after the first one. But I was really impressed on how you guys handled it and organized it, and the outcome that, like, year 2 and now year 3, it's like when we met every time, it's like I'm in. Like, it's definitely worth it for us. So.
And we've gotten that comment, and I think, I know you were one of them that just said, like Rob said here earlier, as long as you guys are going to do it, we'll be there. That's pretty cool. I mean, to know, I mean, we've had some that have been there, and then this year they're going, no, we're not doing it, and we don't know why. Sometimes it's just budgeting, it's whatever. But when you got someone that says, I'm going to be there with you, that just says it all.
Yeah. And like, and even like Rob said too, it's after a while having my business and having employees, you always have to worry about, it's like, God, it's another Saturday. How am I going to take care of my employees, and how am I going to pay them? Do I give them a day off or whatever? And I've been really fortunate, the people that I have. It's like you mentioned, we got a car show coming up, or, we have an event coming up. And what's nice is Amy and with Rob and that my previous employees I've never had to be, well, can I have this day off because I'm going to be worked that day? It's always been like, I'm in, I'll help out, I'll do whatever. And it makes me feel good that they're being a part of it, donating, like their time to be there. But it just doesn't seem like it's work. It's just like you're going to a car show, but you're actually in it instead of attending it as a consumer. So it's fun. I try to make it fun, bring some cool stuff, and whether it's door prizes or it's like we bring music and whatever. It's like we play movies on motorcycles, or I don't care, to just do something cool and just have fun. Yeah. So I try to make the best out of it too, just to make it fun, but it doesn't seem, like Rob said, it doesn't seem like work. So, but it's the area and it's the atmosphere too that makes it different. So yeah, it's a great show. So Legacy tomorrow, 10 to 4, 10 to 3. And is that at the end of the trophy presentation, or is that when it starts?
The trophy presentation stuff, if I look at my timeline here, do we have that
2:30 or
by
something?
chance?
I do have it.
Yeah. So the show is 10 to 3, but like 10 to 2, 2:30 will be the show, and then the trophy.
I want to say somewhere around 2 o'clock or so, we're going to start doing trophies and the charity raffle tickets and stuff like that, because at 3 o'clock, basically, we'd like to close up, and it takes quite a bit of work to tear down stuff too and get stuff back to where it needs to be. I'll have 3 cars there myself, so that takes quite a bit there too. But yeah, so at 3 o'clock, we'll kind of shut it down. 10 o'clock, as close as we can, sharply, as long as the radio station's ready and everything, we're going to get the veterans up there. I love always been a pretty patriotic guy. Love this country, and the Lee Greenwood song, God Bless the USA, is always hit my heart pretty good.
Yep.
And so we are going to play Lee Greenwood, and Town Square's got that all set up again. So at roughly 10 o'clock, real close, give or take a minute or two, we're going to be playing Lee Greenwood. We'll call the veterans up there beforehand. We'll be facing the flags. Northwest Contracting, one of our other big sponsors that have been there since day one, a media sponsor for us that works with Town Square. They will be bringing one of their big construction cranes there, and the flag will be high and fly. So another way you can find us too is we're going to start putting banners and posters this afternoon on the T-trailer sales entry on the south side of Legacy. And then on the north side of Legacy is an empty lot with some Doomy Lands for sale signs. So we're going to post up there too. But Legacy doesn't have quite the drive-through street Century does. So that was the only thing that was a little tougher is Century. People can drive by and not even know what's going on, going, what's this?
Right.
And stop.
Yeah.
Where Legacy, you really don't drive past it unless you have a reason to drive past it, just it's because it sits back away in from any main roads. So please find us. I mean, Facebook, we got it on BizMan online. A lot of people are sharing it from our group members to I just see random people sharing it out there. Our page has now a little under 1,000 followers and likes on it.
Nice.
So that's a pretty good crowd too.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean it's a cool thing, and we use Town Square. If you've heard it, I think it's on 4 radio stations of theirs too. They're awesome. I mean, we got all these people, and we just like you guys. I mean, Dakota Kustomz has got some really cool products. Lori saw the shop today. I toured Travis's shop before, and I just didn't even know something like that quite existed. So I'm going to ask this of CO, we always call it CO of ND, Camara's North Dakota members too. If you're looking for some restorations, or you're looking for some customizations, or some mechanical work, check out Dakota Kustomz. I mean, these guys are awesome.
They are missing one thing though, Corey. I did not see a coffee maker.
Well,
I would think it could look really cool. Like I can envision what a coffee maker at Dakota Kustomz would look like.
true. Something tells
I'm
me
just saying.
that the coffee you drink's probably not legal. But
Yeah, we can't.
but
This is
but it
legal.
sounds fun.
This
We'll
is
get shut
fantastic
down.
rock.
Yeah, it sounds fun. But I'll look into that. I'll see what we can do.
I want to add on a little bit to what Corey was saying about the show. I know the movie The Sound of Freedom is out right now, and people are raving about it, and they're looking for how to help. Like maybe nobody really understood what's going on with human sex trafficking and all of this. Now's your chance to help. We are giving you a platform where you can literally walk in for free, bring some crayons, bring some kids' books, bring some stuff, support something that you've been affected by because you've seen it now, you understand it. And that's one of the things I love about this show. It's not just a car show. Cars are cool. And you're all like, what? It's not just a car show, though. We are trying to educate our community about needs directly in our community and giving you a way to help.
Right.
Because it's hard to figure out how to help. Who do you help? Who needs help? Is it in our community, or does the money go to some CEO in New York City? You know, this stays with us, and it helps us. And that, for me, is why I stay with this program. Right. I love everything about that.
Right.
And I've seen positive outcomes in our community because of it, including my own classroom.
And that's cool because with this going on, I mean, we're getting one angle from the car aspect of it and the car show and bringing people together and getting cars and everything. Then we hear which you're on the other end of it, which you see it as a completely different angle, not about the cars, but what it brings in and the benefits and what it goes to and how it helps people on the back side of it. So that's cool to see with you two together sitting here that, you know, you're looking at the same show, but you're coming at one angle and you're getting it from the other angle, but it's so beneficial that it's cool to actually see that when you have this kind of event going on.
Right. We'd really like to see the young drivers jump on board. We're trying to figure out how to break that barrier, get the young kids in, bring their ricers. Last year we had a few.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had a few.
And they're welcome too.
Absolutely.
They're welcome
Bring
too.
your cars.
Yeah.
You know, and it just like I said, the specialty thing, look over that. If your car's not 100% restored and it needs to go to Travis for some stuff, you know what? Those restoration pictures and seeing that this was sat out in a field somewhere, or it was my dad's car and it hasn't ran since 1960. Pretty cool stuff for us to see you get it in there and show it at the show. Even on our own group, sometimes people say, well, my Camaro's not 100% restored, or it doesn't have the ceramic coating on it or whatever. And it's like, you know what? If it runs, bring it. Terry
Absolutely.
Schreiner is in our group, and he puts on the Cars and Cure show. And I'm going to copy his slogan a little bit. He says, if you're proud of it, bring it.
Absolutely. And I feel the same way too, because, you know, growing up and doing this for as many years as I have, it's like if you take pride in something and that's your baby and you're the guy out there constantly washing it and showing it off.
Bring it.
Absolutely.
So that kind of leads me into something, being that we have a member of the Camaro Club there's kind of a heartfelt tragedy that happened yesterday. There was a very beautiful 69 Camaro that burned up slightly on the side of the road, and it doesn't matter who did the work. Anytime something like that happens to what a car, I know the car was very special to the owner, but whoever's involved, and if the owner's listening, the best of luck, and if we can help in any sort of way. It was a beautiful car, and I know it meant a lot to the owner, and so.
I know someone posted on our page asking if we know. So if it is someone in our group, I guess I don't even know what color a car is. I didn't see it myself. I just heard about it. Somebody put a post on it.
It was like an off pearl white.
Yeah, it was a gorgeous car.
Pro Touring 69 Camaro, and it's
If you're in our group, let us know too. Whatever we can do to help you out. We're here to, if nothing else, emotionally support you. And,
sure.
And we don't want to see something like that happen.
No,
like
I said, it don't matter who owns it, who did the work.
It's
Anytime,
just a bad deal.
It's just a bad deal. So, yeah.
So again, hey Corey, thanks. I appreciate the recommendation, and it means a lot. And we do give tours, and if anybody's even interested in, or even thinking about it or questioning it, stop on down, talk to Rob. He'll show you around, and just bear with. We do have a lot going on. We are crammed in our shop. Literally, when I say crammed, we are crammed in there. But there is a variety. We do have a lot of cool stuff from custom bikes to cars to hot rods to we have military vehicle that we're trying to get to there's a little of everything. So if you're into any of that kind of stuff,
which means we got a lot of talented individuals, a part of our team that can, from the body shop to the fab side to just diagnosing. Love our team.
Yeah. So, and again, for what we do, you don't have to have a full restoration to see us. We get a ton of classics and hot rods that we just do simple as putting seat belts in, to doing brake jobs, to cooling issues, to carb tuning, or just simple things if that's what you need. And get a hold of Rob and check us out. So again, don't forget tomorrow, Legacy parking lot, 10 to 3.
Go check it out, guys. It's an awesome show.
Come down there. If you don't have a car, but just come down to the show, donate, help out, get a burger, brat, barbecue, whatever. Check us out, everybody else, all the other vendors too that showed up, and it's going for a great cause. So absolutely, I'll see you there tomorrow. And with that, I do want to add, so we're also, talking about benefits and stuff like that. We're actually selling raffle tickets. It's a gun raffle. And yes, Corey, I do expect you to buy one. We are selling it for the Western North Dakota Honor Flight. We're raffling off, it's 100 guns. All the money that we're raising, all the proceeds, everything 100% is going to the veterans, where they go over to Washington to they have a 1 or 2 day event that they put on to show the veterans around. And with that, it's how this works is if you win, the 100 winners that will get drawn. If you don't want the gun that you are chosen to win, you go into Shields, and they will give you a prepaid Shields card in the exact dollar amount of what that gun is valued at retail with tax.
Nice. That
you can use in Shields for any other thing. You can even use it towards credit on a different gun if you want. It doesn't matter. So your choice would be to pick that gun that you were chosen to win. If not, they will give you a gift card, a store gift card, retail, and again, tax included, that you can use towards anything else. So you don't have to be, if you bought a $20 ticket, you don't have to look at it that you have to win a gun. You can win credit to Shields to pretty much buy whatever you want, clothing or so but at the end of the day, all the proceeds go towards this Western North Dakota Honor Flight. We'll be raffling on September 1st. Is that correct? So we got a good month of tickets to sell. So don't forget to stop down. We'll have them there at the show. You can also stop into our store and purchase the tickets. We did find out we can't not put these on our website because it's online gambling. So we can't do nothing as far as that. But you can come and check us out at our store. or at the car show tomorrow to get tickets. So another good cause to help raise money.
Yep.
Yeah, and we've got places set up too that have these tickets that you can also, and if you want, you can call us too, and I'm pretty sure Amy can give you a list of where the tickets are at. So if you don't have to come down to our store to do it, but it's still going out for another good cause. And like I said, it's all 100% all going right to them. They were awesome to know that we were going to do that and help them out. So kind of honored on that whole ordeal.
That's very nice. That's
Yeah.
and that's completely put on by you guys.
Yeah.
Then?
Yep.
That's sweet.
Yep. That was something that we actually went to them and told them that this is what. So we wanted to do this a couple months ago, and we had some snags, and actually about the beginning of the year, but to get it all going and stuff, we had to work out some stuff, but they were tickled pink that we were actually wanting to do something like this, and that we would help them out. And talking to the I forget what her Carol, yeah, and it's not cheap for them to do this. They actually rent the whole aircraft because there's that many people that they send. Yeah. So it's very expensive for them to do this with the chaperones and everything and the expense. So, but it's a good cause, and we're all about helping out the same way too. So
My father-in-law was on that flight one year.
was he? Oh, nice.
As a young man, he was a man who landed on the beaches of Normandy and walked into concentration camps, not knowing what they were at, like, I think he was 19 or 20.
Oh wow,
Jeez.
So it hits home.
Yeah.
Everything hits home.
Yeah. So I'm a believer in this, and like I said, I like I said, getting on board and helping out with stuff like this too. So
Nice.
just thought I'd throw that out there. So it's kind of like I'll use your car show to kind of help
Absolutely.
get people to do
Absolutely.
something like this too with these tickets.
And if
So,
we can help you, we got some volunteers. Maybe we could look at passing out, walking around too. So
yeah,
let us
absolutely.
know if we can help you.
Yeah, appreciate that. It means a lot. So again, don't forget for Saturday.
Can I bring up 2 other points, Travis?
Yeah,
I just,
absolutely.
one other thing is, of course, it's a car show for entrance, but, the general public's welcome too. If you don't have that cool ride, or it's not running right, or it's not running at all, come check us out anyway. Come check out the vendors. Talk to Travis. Talk to
Because it's
the other
free.
guys.
There's no entry.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
And bring a cash donation. Maybe consider bidding on a silent auction item or whatever. We don't want to sit and say you have to have a vehicle to attend our show. That's not true. Second thing is, if you can't attend the show, which summer's busy, a lot of things going on, find us on Facebook under Celebrate My Ride, and just message us and tell us you'd like to make a donation. We do have PayPal set up through our car club, and we collect some of the money that way too. So we'll get that to the right spot. I mean, we'll take any kind of a donation from $1 on up to you name it. Consider doing that too. If your heart's in it, but you just can't be there,
right.
we'd love to have you still support us. So.
Yeah. And just like I've said before, every little bit counts. It doesn't matter if it's $5 or whatever. It still all goes towards helping someone. So there's no dollar amount on what you want to help out with, but every little bit counts.
Exactly.
Yep.
Definitely.
So check us out. We'll be there at the show. I can't say where, but look for the trailer. It'd be probably the biggest trailer there. I'm probably guessing.
I'm guessing, and he's got big Dakota Kustomz. And if you're unsure, find a person in a blue shirt with "Celebrate My Ride" on it. We'll point you towards Travis.
So look for us. We'll have some merchandise and stuff there, and we can show some of our new stuff that we're working on. We're going to bring a variety, a little of everything, so it's not just have classics there, but we got some new vehicles that we'll be presenting and showing off too. So come check us out. And again, that's tomorrow, 10 to 3, Legacy parking lot, free admission. Come and help support a good cause. And again, like us on Facebook, and we will have a post on our Facebook about the upcoming show tomorrow with a link for you guys too, so they can see it. Yep. Also check out the Camaros of North Dakota. They're a great club to be a part of. So if you're even thinking about it, get a hold of Corey.
We want you to have a Camaro, but yes, if you got a Camaro,
It's a Chevy, but it's not a Camaro. So I don't know if they'll let me in, but
yeah, we get back and forth with that a little bit. We're kind of specialized that way. It's not that we're not. I mean, there's lots of cool cars out there. Your car is really sweet. I mean, and I've got later model ones, but I really like the old cars too. I mean, I'm just a car nut. But.
Yeah, no, I get it. You hear that all the time when you do stuff like this, but. Don't forget to check us out. Tomorrow we're going to be live on the radio, the podcast at 12:70 a.m. This will be aired live. Don't forget to check out the radio station. And I believe we will have something for Facebook Live. We're probably going to snag you too and do a quick little visit there while we're actually on location. Sure. So I'll be looking for you. We'll line that up for tomorrow. Don't forget to watch us, like us, but check us out. Website, Facebook, we got YouTube, we got TikTok, we got Instagram. Comment, like, if you have any suggestions or anything about upcoming shows or to talk about, shoot us a message and somebody will get back to you, probably Rob, but somebody will reach back out and line something up. And other than that, we'll see you on the next podcast. And I want to thank you guys for taking time. I know, Corey, you're busy on so many levels. I'm glad.
HVAC season.
Yeah.
But I know I wanted to be here. We've tried to do this last couple of years with you. And we certainly don't want to think we're avoiding. It's just everybody's busy. And we're glad we could make it work for you today. And like I said, beautiful day for a car show. And we appreciate you guys more than you'll know.
And Ferdy.
I'm not as busy.
Yeah, you're not, but I'm still the job offers there if you're ever looking.
I'm in.
Yeah.
But I'm not working in the winter. Again.
Yeah. No, don't blame you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
See you guys.
All right, bye.
Yep.
All right. Did the camera even shut down? I didn't even notice the...
Did it?
What?
Did the
Well,
camera?
you said it was going to shut down like after 20
We had
minutes.
to.
I think we just rolled through it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to
Yeah,
say
that was
there's no way
that was an
that
honest hour.
We had to have.
Good hour. That was a straight hour.
Good. Thanks so much, Travis.
Yeah.
We'll
so
see you tomorrow.
We'll get a contact at a time tomorrow when it works
Yeah,
out.
and
So.
I don't know if you have my number or you can find me too, but you can call me too if you have to. Of course, sometimes when you're busy and it's kind of, well, whose phone number is that?
Yeah.
I'll have to program you in. 426
Okay.
1882.
I'll just put you in my phone anyways. So
Perfect.
once we get things rolling, like I'll come to you and be like, you tell me. We'll just, I'm not gonna say, hey, I need you in 5 minutes. No, we'll just.
I'll probably take my
you
turn
think-
up at the stand a little bit,
Yeah,
and
so-
then just through,
Corey, I
some of
wonder
that. So,
if-
and if nothing else, if I don't hear from you, I'll make my way around.
Yeah,
Maybe
because
I
once
can
we
find
get
you
set up and do all that, then I'll reach out to you and be like, hey, once you feel like you're at that where things are running smooth, we'll plan it. Because like I said, it's just gonna be something fun. It's nothing like absolute like.
And hopefully, we'll even do. Lori did some Facebook Lives last year.
I
And
did.
I think
Corey,
that's really cool when people
I'll
do that.
I'll just walk
so.
around and do that. But could you guys announce that they're selling those raffle tickets?
Sure,
Or is
absolutely,
that
absolutely.
what do you call it?
Oh, I
Conflict of interest. I mean,
Well, there's no conflict.
Right.
Town Square is pretty much all on the open with us, and
Yeah.
it's our. They pretty much say it's your show. Do what you want. I mean, we're going to be announcing our stuff, raffle
Yeah,
tickets.
and I
this, that,
appreciate it. And that's
whatever.
awesome too.
I mean-
So like I said, we're
To Mom. I'll be right back.
we're there to help out and do everything that we can for whoever too. So
Right.
Yeah, I'm all
Pretty
about
sweet
it.
deal.
Send me a
Yeah.
Pretty sweet deal.
So
No, we appreciate you guys more than you know.
Yep. No, I appreciate it too. So.
And thanks for everything you do, Amy.
No problem.
I wonder if my ride's back. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get Lori.
Carter better be here. 220-6080. Just put me in as Ferdy. F-E-R-D-I-E.
Rob's here.
Good. I was saying, I can't believe you left his lockers.
See you guys tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. Okay.
You're going to be there too, Rob?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I probably met you there.
Yeah,
but
you probably did.
You're
Yeah.
not quite as familiar as
No,
Travis,
the first
you know.
year I wasn't there too much, so.
Okay.
No.
Well,
We'll
see you.
get to know each other.